Okay, thank you. Sorry for the little delay. Let's start with the rackets. If you have one, grab one. And let's start lunging forward and extending arms with the racket in front of you. So you step in, reach forward, come back, switch the leg, and kind of like try to work on having a warm-up movement. So it's a strengthening and also a stretch at the same time. So working on that bit of stretch there. And then let's bring the racket down all the way. So when you lunge in, so bring the racket in front of your foot and then switch. Or actually what we could do, let's try this. So let's put the racket down, come up, and then you pick it up with the other leg. So one side brings it down and the other side brings it up.
That's harder.
Good, that was the idea. Thanks for the honest feedback. Well, it's often like what I like about the warm-up practices and these kind of things is that when you hit a shot, you always have to work on a lot of little details, and it's often about your balance. And when you have that target, that racket on the ground, you have to adjust your movement correctly. You have to be very accurate, and you have to hold your balance in order to go that low. So it's kind of like resemblance the getting ready to hit the ball. And okay, let's try this then. Let's see, we step in, bring it on the side, and then let's see. I want to do the same on the two sides. Getting back up. Let me just try to figure this out. If you bring it down, come up. No, it doesn't really work that well on the sides. Okay, let's keep the racket in the hand and just bring it next to the foot, parallel on both sides. So keep the racket in your hand, rotate the upper body a lot, drop the rack, and come back up. 5 more. 4 more times. Last 2. All right. Bring the racket behind your back and go into a deep squat, as deep as you can. So racket is on the floor or just above your heels. Stay there for a while. Go on your toes for a second and see if you can balance yourself to stay there for a while. And back on the heels, back on the toes. And then come up. Oops, I lost my balance. Come up, lean forward, bring your arms above your head, overhead, and stretch your back and your shoulders. Let your head hang heavy. Slowly come up. Keep your arms away from the body, so you're really pulling them away. And then back down again. On the toes. And upper body leaning forward, arms overhead. Shoulder stretch. Slowly straight up and pulling your arms away. Okay, bring the racket in front of you. And lean backwards, extend the arms, look up. And then slowly all the way down to your toes. Head hangs heavy again. Twist to your left, to your right, up again, overhead. Twist to your left, and you're down again. Feel the left hamstring. Twist to your right. And stand straight up. Start rotating your racket above your head with extended arms. A big shoulder rotation move. And switch the direction. And then without the racket, one arm, one direction. And then switch direction. And then the other arm. Forward and backwards. Let's do a little sideways rotation, so a little pump on each side. So look over your shoulder when you go to the left, and look over your shoulder when you go to the right. One more time, left, and one more time, right. And then right foot over your left knee. Lower the position. Find the stretch in your outer hip, slightly glute as well. And slowly come up. Shake it off a little bit and switch to the left. And slowly come up from this. And last stretch, the inner thighs. So a little bit wider stance and slowly shifting weight from one side to another. So extending one leg at a time. Hold it for a little bit before you move to the other side. All right. Okay. A little bit of wrist rotation. Just getting your arms, hands ready. And grab the fingers, extend your arm, and then palm down. Stretch the outer forearm muscles. And do the same with the other hand as well. Although the nut racket arm is not that much in use, but it's good to keep it kind of balanced, whatever you do. Okay, let's start swinging a little bit and looking into that feel of the swing first. So it's not the speed, it's not even the technique that much, but just really try to get the sense of how easy it should be or it can be. So we're really working on losing the shoulders, losing the upper body muscles. There's a bit of core tightness always there just to keep your posture good, a little bit working on that rotation, but your arms are super, super loose. So when you hold that racket, make sure that it's really nice and light, little light grip, and mostly focusing on the lowest two fingers and not the top two. Start swinging on your own pace with a high backswing on both sides. So you alternate forehand and backhand, and really, as the racket is falling from your hand, so it's as relaxed as you can. So this can even be a little bit loose. So really try to make it as relaxed as possible. So we try to find that connection from your shoulder to the end of the racket. So it's very spiritual. Try to get that connection, make a one big whip out of it. If you think about nice techniques, like generally when somebody has a very smooth technique, you don't really see where the racket starts and the arm ends. It's just one fluid motion. And these people are often very relaxed in the shoulders and looks like they're not really using any energy. And bit by bit, so it's still the same swing, very loose. And the only difference is that in the middle of the swing here, in front of you with that fixated wrist, there's a bit more effort to accelerate the racket head. So very, very loose, even like slow motion downswing, and then a bit of an acceleration, which helps the racket come up on the other side. So just finding that momentum. Good. That sounds good. All right, good. Okay, let's get into the movement as well. And first, we start on the backhand side. Same kind of basic goal for your feel is that you really get the loose arm coming down with the gravity. There's a bit of a flick from the forearm area, but everything else is very, very loose. And you step in. So the body movement and the swing really needs to connect. So we're working with the backswing, stepping in, medium lunge, not too heavy, and then coming back. So just repeating that backhand movement. It's like a warm-up swing, very loose, very relaxed, but still like sharp. When the racket head hits the ball, it still has a fair amount of speed, so it's not like a push. You do hit the ball quite nicely, quite heavily, but the grip is nice and loose. And bit by bit, we start to move faster. So like before, the goal is to keep that upper body nice and loose. The swing is relaxed. It feels very comfortable, but the feet start to go faster. So try to separate the let's say, dynamic movement from that relaxed swing. So upper body is loose, but the feet are getting more and more active. So you step in, swing, step in, swing. So the pace is way higher in terms of movement, but the swing is still that relaxed, same swing. Yeah, when you start to approach the ball, bring that front shoulder, that racket shoulder in, and step in. Good. Okay, let's have a little break. My shoulder has been bugging me a little bit. I think it's tennis. blaming tennis instead of squash. Okay, so now we're gonna alternate two different shots on the backhand side. So one is the big swing, so the similar manner of movement. So it's very active movement, so a lot of toes, fairly decent active lunge. Upper body is leaning clearly forward, but the swing is still very loose, very relaxed. Even though you hit the ball harder, you're not really tensing your upper body. So try to find that relaxed state for that. And then the second shot is again a lob, so it's a lift. So the first prep goes up here, the second prep goes to the ball. So one goes up, one goes down. I heard something. One of my things are having low battery. Oh, shit. Okay. So I might lose my earpiece, apparently. Okay, I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. Nothing personal, of course. This one, okay, there we go. All right. So two shots in a row, or two shots alternating, big swing, and then the drop with the racket. Okay, let's go. So two opposite preps. One racket goes up, and one racket goes down. And remember that when you're getting under the ball, your whole body needs to be low. You don't get into a good lob position if you're kind of half straight up. So make sure for your lob that your upper body is fairly low so you can get that racket into close to horizontal position. And then you lift the ball up with a bit of flick and follow through. 10 more combinations. Seven more. High back swing, relaxed upper body. 5 more. 3 more. Last one. Good. Okay. Shake your arm a little bit. Have a sip of water if you like. Okay. I hope my earpiece will give me a signal if if it goes off all the way. Or perhaps then I will see you guys making some sort of gesture. Okay, we're gonna go to the forehand side and start with the same relaxed high backswing and the lunge. So the first one is kind of like having the same speed, which is a lower speed for the movement and for the swing. So it's kind of really relaxed. You could call it slow motion. I mean, it's not really what you do in a match. So you really just want to find that nice, smooth backswing and weight shifting when you're hitting the ball. And then bit by bit, when I give you the mark, we start to use the footwork faster. So we move faster. The swing is still the same relaxed swing. So try to separate those two. So first couple of tries, we're gonna just go slow, okay?
I have to do my phone call, but I might come back if it gets over quickly.
Okay, sounds good. All right, leave you and me. So rack it up, and swing, rack it up, Really try to get that relaxed feel, not forcing it fast, kind of like do the opposite. Really feel that, how you can use that gravity and racket weight to hit the ball. Okay, and bit by bit, we're going to add the footwork. So a little bit more active off the ball and to the ball. Swing is still nice and smooth, so don't hurry back. So swing from a still position. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I lost that one. Let's see. Can you hear me? Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to do the alternation. So the big swing, relaxed, coming back, racket under, lift. So two opposite shots. Big one, and a one. Relaxed big swing, lifting the ball up. And bit by bit, adding the footwork pace, but the swings are still relaxed. And time. Okay, let's take a look. So since Laura is having a break, I'm going to unmute you. Or if you can unmute yourself, and then I can take a look. Let's see. Okay, so I would like to see you leave, moving to your front corner on the backhand, and really try to get that, dropping that shoulder. So the thing that we did some weeks ago, a couple of months ago, and just the idea of the upper body movement is that you come in, you drop in, so the shoulder points at the ball. When you have the contact with the ball, you're pretty much having a parallel line in the side. And then you try to keep, and the first set of shots from that position are rails. So you go in, you play that rail, you come back. So you turn in, rail, back. So you're facing the side wall. Then, after a couple of rounds of those, you do the same prep, and you're going to play a box. So the only difference is that your follow through is going to be going more out. It's going to go more on the sidewalk. Okay. And I would love to see it. So I don't know if you can get the angle from me in a way that I'm able to see a little bit of movement. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That looks good. Good job. Are you boasting now? Yeah. Okay, good.
You boast.
Yep. Good. Okay. Take a little break. That looks good. So one more is the same prep and then take the cross. So the way you come in with that shoulder roll in upper body, it really gives the player behind you strong idea that you're going to play with more strength. So the more you can do it, the more it starts to look like. And now the idea is that you work on that, let's say, hiding the shot or faking to play that rail to really saturate that rail field and then start using big earlier wrist to get an angle to the shot. So if you look at it from the side, you got the shot. So it would be, that would be the rail. And now you're going to go there. So you're a little bit early to back ahead. So you get that cross-court plate coming in. So upper body from the rail, back up for the cross. So you don't want to open up the body, play the cross. You want to do the opposite. So you want to hide it, so it's good for the bows, good for the rail, but the racket head earliness gives you a cross-court. And it doesn't have to be that hard. Okay, try that one. Good. Good. Yeah. Really try to feel that your body is giving it away as a straight shot. Yeah. Early racket head. Good. Nice. That was good. Yeah. Little hold is good. Really works well for this one. There. That's it. Good shot. Nice. Okay. Let's do the other side. Couple of forehand rails. Turn in. Bring that left arm and shoulder down. Laying the rail. Coming back. Early. And again here, you don't want to open up too much when you play the shot. So keeping that position there. Turning in. Turning in. Right. And then from that position, later on, we're going to do a couple of bows and a couple of cross courts. Okay.
Do you want me to just move into the boasts and cross courts, or are you going to tell me when to switch into them?
I will tell you when to switch. So start with the rail first. Let's take a look. Okay. Good. Okay. And now when you start playing the bows, just to get your opponent ever so slightly to lean to the side where you are at, try to have a slight hold before the bows. The bows, you don't have to play with a fast swing. Pretty much the most important thing is that your opponent is not leaning towards where the ball is going, but you get them going a little bit to the opposite direction. And the way to do it is really the one that you turn in, that's right leg or left leg, might work better with the left. And then there's a slight hold when you come down, and then you change the angle. So you're not speeding up with the back head, but you're bringing your arm out, so you get an angle. So turn in, close. Very solid. Turn in, close. So the more you can turn, the more you can wait, the more the other player possibly starts. Okay. Good. Very good. And now exactly the same preparation as you now did with that little hold as well. But then the racket head, instead of kind of like slowing, like look at the post, kind of like comes in like that. So now instead of doing that, now you actually do slow down with the body, then the racket head is quicker. Just like we did on the backhand. So turning, exaggerate the turn, make sure to rail. And then very subtle, not too much speed, but a little quick from the head of the racket. Play that cross court. Turn in. Just when they think, oh, it's a rail, that's when you turn. Try to work on a little hold. Good. Nice. Two more. Last one. Good. Okay. Nice. So now you have the options in both front corners. And now we're going to do some squat jumps. So key point is squat jump. If I say left, you turn to your backhand, and then you decide whether you play the rail, the post, or the little cross-court play. So ideally, you have the same preparation, so you can play all four shots well from that position. And then we return to the jumps. And then if I say right, you turn to the right side, and you decide which shot. Okay? Ready? And jumps. Left. Right. Good job. Left. Left. Nice. right. Right again. Right. Good shot. Right. Left. 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 Right. Time. Good job. Get the water. Okay, so the next one you're going to do is alternating left, right. So you don't have to jump in between. You go to the tee, you go left, you hit the ball. And on both sides, you decide whether you hit the ball straight, whether you hit the ball cross court, or whether you play the post. Okay? You're going to go 1 minute. Ready, and go. Nice. Good. Nice. Okay, time. Knees up, 1 minute. Back to the tee point. Left and right. Go. Good, keep going. Seconds. Deep squats. Up the toes. 1 minute. Make sure your bum goes down, leave. Upper body straight. Yeah. Nice. 30 seconds. Come on, you can do it. 15 seconds. 15 seconds to go. Okay, time. So, highest possible pace, open stance, left and right. So you go lunge, lunge. As quick as you can, 1 minute. As low as you can, really low. The ball is inch from the ground. There you go. Yeah. Fast and twitch and rotate. Good. Great pace, Lee. Great pace. Keep going. Good, good. Come on, come on. 10 seconds.
Say again?
Yeah, fine. One minute break. Great pace. That was very, very impressive. When do you think you're going to be back on the sports court?
Well, I mean, set up a lesson with you, if not this week, next week.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more than that, but start there.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those masks yet, but I mean, face masks, but I have masks.
I got a couple of years that we sanitize, clean after every use. So feel free to use one of those.
Yeah, I can do. I mean, it's mostly for your sake, one way or the other. So I would think it's in your interest. Yeah, I'll send mail. I was holding off this week because if the weather was good, I was going to try to go camping, but weather so far is looking sketchy. So it may be this week, otherwise next week.
Yeah.
How's it going there?
Very quiet. We have some solo hitters. I think we have like average 4 lessons a day. And then some solo hitters and it's with all the restrictions, it's still a lot of people are not even wanting to come because they can't shower. So it makes sense as well. Okay, let's finish this with a little mini circuit. So let's go on the Now if you have a mat, please. So let's start with the slow motion push-ups. Knees down. Bring your feet up. And go. Slowly down.
I've been doing these with my feet up. Do you feel like it's more effort with the knees down or the knees up?
Well, I mean, you can do, if you want to keep your body straight like a regular push-up, that's fine. I mean, it's heavier. But if you're good to go, then please do. It's less hard for the body when the knees are down, obviously.
Yeah, I found it a better workout, but I wasn't sure whether you were aiming for a particular thing to target with that knees.
That's great. That's really good.
So the one thing I was doing before you started these up was doing a lot of push-ups. So
Yeah,
it's pretty,
it's really good. Yeah.
Not to say these are easy or anything. I don't want to give you the wrong idea.
All right, let's move to the red cloud.
Ah!
And knee to the floor. Pull your back. Abs, elbows to knees.
This one starts out so easy and then gets so fucking painful.
Deep squat. Palms to the ground. Skating, lateral. Touch the floor. Low. Faster. As fast as you can. Keep it low. Come on. Keep it low, go fast. Come on. Punch.